It wasn't initially the shootout everyone was expecting to see, but it most certainly became one as the game rolled along between the Seattle Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys en route to a 38-31 win by Seattle. For the most part, the Cowboys were doing well with containing the deep ball by the Seahawks, having made only 2 big mistakes in the first half and cleaning up one of them with an effort play by rookie second-round pick Trevon Diggs, who punched a would-be touchdown loose from DK Metcalf and forced a touchback. The other mistake was damaging though, allowing Tyler Lockett to score one of his 3 touchdowns on the day. Lockett's second was a punctuation mark on a second-quarter drive fueled by 3 defensive penalties against the Cowboys, marking yet another week in which Dallas had to attempt to overcome its own mistakes. His third ended the half to give the Seahawks distance and digging away from just a 1-point lead. Things ratcheted up in a major way in the second half, with Dak Prescott throwing for more than 400 yards in his second consecutive game, lifting Cowboys receiver Cedrick Wilson to a career day and getting big numbers from Michael Gallup. Not to be outdone, Russell Wilson continued his campaign for MVP, throwing for 5 touchdowns with a 137 passer rating. In the end, it was the shootout we were all promised, with the Seahawks narrowly escaping to keep their undefeated record intact. Russell Wilson, that's why. For a second consecutive game, Wilson racked up 5 touchdowns and this time he threw not a single interception. As a matter of fact, despite being sacked a total of 4 times, he didn't turn the ball over. The rallying cry for his MVP bid is as justified as it's ever been, and it helped to see him run up against a Dallas secondary that's without 2 starting cornerbacks, both on injured reserve, which made it that much more difficult to stop both Metcalf and Lockett. So by the time Lockett reeled in his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, it was a foregone conclusion Prescott would have to be the one to again save the day for the Cowboys, and he'd have to do it with a patchwork offensive line that had so much trouble it forced Mike McCarthy to move all-pro right guard Zach Martin to right tackle. That didn't stop the interior left side from collapsing time and again though, and former Dallas pass rusher Benson Mayowa joined Jarran Reed in helping to put the squeeze on Prescott when it mattered most. Credit the Seattle defense for doing their job just enough, but the reason the Seahawks won is the guy wearing the No. 3 jersey. Is there an echo in here? No, and while he's not the only reason they lost, the reality is the Cowboys did little to halt the onslaught that rained down upon them in Seattle. A fantastic 3-sack outing by Aldon Smith and a 4th sack contributed by Antoine Woods should have been enough to rattle the bones of Wilson, but it wasn't.